First tonight, there is no end to the stories that can be told about Maine businesses making high-quality products that get sold to the world.
That Made in Maine label means something, whether it goes on a pair of boots or, in this case, a finely crafted tool made from steel and bronze. 207's Don Kerrigan takes us to Lie-Nielsen Toolworks.
For those who love working with wood, there is also a love for the tools. When they are sharp and precise, and the hands can do what the mind imagines.
When I looked it up, I saw they make saws, and they make tools, and they make planes, and they make all these beautiful things for people that make beautiful things. And I thought, I'd like to get in on that.
Patrick Blum had been programming telephone computer systems until he decided to join Lie-Nielsen Toolworks.
I have been here, this summer will be 18 years.
Now Patrick is an expert saw maker. In this shop, they create elegant, graceful, and very sharp back saws, prized by cabinet and furniture makers. From its shop in Warren, the company makes specialty tools for cutting and shaping wood, planes and chisels, shapers and saws that are sold all over the world. It was started 44 years ago by Thomas Lie-Nielsen, the son of a Maine boat builder. He had gone to work in New York for a company that sold hand tools.
And most of the tools that they were selling were coming from overseas. England, Germany, and Japan, mostly. And the tools that used to be made here, principally by Stanley, were no longer being made and were not available.
So he came home to Maine and learned to make his own.
You had to figure out how to do it, had to learn a whole set of skills.
I did. I'm an English major, so.
For a while, the business was just him. But even as Tom learned, the tools he made caught the eyes of woodworkers and began to sell. Today, Lie-Nielsen Toolworks employs 65 people, using a range of sophisticated machines to take steel parts cast in a foundry in Lewiston.
So this is a rough casting.
And transform them into the finished products.
We're machining the bottom and the sides.
It takes a lot of people and many steps. And while some of the work is done using computer-controlled grinders and milling machines, some jobs still depend on skillful hands and a practiced eye. Most of these tools are honed and polished steel with cherry handles. Some have the added luster of polished bronze, the jewelry of the toolworks, brought to its gleaming beauty. The tools, Tom admits, are intentionally good-looking.
I did grow up in a boat shop, and it was pleasure boats mostly. And you've got the varnished wood and you've got the bronze fittings and all of that, which is, I think, very beautiful. And I've incorporated that aesthetic into my tools. So how they look, how they feel in your hands, the balance, and how they work, all sort of work together.
And many of his tool designs actually have old American roots.
That is older than I am.
Yes.
The same roots as this tool from my own shop, made by the old Stanley Toolworks well over 70 years ago, when American-made still meant high quality.
You modeled a lot of these, at least early on,
Yeah.
after Stanley's design.
Yep. Well, Stanley had an extraordinary range of tools. They invented a number of features found on all modern planes, most modern planes today. The quality of workmanship was at a high standard.
That is what Tom Lie-Nielsen wanted to recapture, but he also modified those old designs, making modern ones that are heavier, hold a sharp edge longer, and will give the precision that furniture makers and instrument builders demand.
But this one is my favorite. This low angle jack will do an awful lot, and I just love the way it looks, the way it feels.
There's an elegance to it, isn't there?
Yes, there is, yeah. So I'd have to say that's been my favorite for many years.
That vision he held more than 4 decades ago clearly connected with the woodworking world. Just ask Patrick, the sawmaker. He gets it.
It's very satisfying. Especially, I mean, I get one of these and if you get it just right and you make a test cut and it just feels like butter, it feels great.
Like everyone who works here, he knows that somewhere, every day, their tools, their creations of bronze and steel, are helping make more beautiful things.
Lie-Nielsen Toolworks is on Route 1 in Warren. You can visit their showroom and test drive those tools. They sell some through distributors, but much of the business, of course, is now direct to customers online, which lets these Maine-made tools go anywhere in the world.